Welcome to the fray, Flak Pack. It's Termex here, and welcome back to another Borderlands 3 build video. And today I am super freaking excited to show you guys Pet Flaction, or Pet Reflection, or Pet Flexion. You know, there's a bunch of different names for this build, but Pet Flaction has to be the coolest one I've came up with so far. But this build completely centers around your pet becoming the main source of damage, you know, the way Flak is supposed to be played. Or at least your pet is actually doing something to benefit you regardless of the content you're doing. He's not just going to be there to tank for the enemies. Though we are running Red Fang with this build, he's not just going to be there to be there, if you get what I mean. He's going to be here to do all the killing for us. He's going to be able to kill bosses by himself. He's going to be able to do all these freaking crazy things, and he's going to do all of it without dying, basically. So before we get into the video, as always, make sure you hit that like button down below if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on any future Mayhem 10 Flak build videos. And yeah, let's get right into the skill tree. So starting off into the master skill tree, where most of the damage is going to be coming from, I want to be clear, I'm going to get into all the math portion of this video after the skill tree before I head into the gear area, because I want you guys to understand the math behind this build. I just don't want to put this build out and not give you the detailed information on how it actually works. But we are going to start off with 5 points in the ferocity. This will give us bonus pet damage, and we have +2 points into it from our class mod. 3 points in the persistence hunter, so we get 45% longer gamma burst duration and 12% extra gun damage. 3 out of 3 into he bites, because as you guys know, enemies will take a percentage of the amount of damage that my pet receives. This is 5 out of 3 for a reason, because it boosts this up to 25% bonus reflected damage, which is amazing. 5 points in the frenzy, because frenzy is always going to be an amazing thing, especially since we have he bites and Red Fang. This will always be at 10 stacks. Only 1 point into who rescued who, because 1 point is enough to get all the healing benefits. 1 point into Psycho Head on a Stick, because when we get a kill, our pet will deal bonus pet damage and get a crap ton of movement speed for 8 seconds. Put 5 out of 5 into Barbaric Yop, so we get the 200% bonus pet bonuses, and this will just basically help with all the bonuses that each pet provides. 1 point into Mutated Defenses, because on the off chance you're not getting enough healing for your Skag or whatever pet you have equipped, this will save his life and it'll keep everything going, because the one downfall of this build is if your pet goes down, it's not going to be a fun time. But I do know a way to combat this. If you're playing in any mode and your pet is down, if you switch to a friend bot class mod, get a quick kill, he'll revive himself, then you just switch back to your Red Fang, and it's basically not a huge deal, but this will be there if you don't want to do the whole class mod switch thing. 1 point to Shared Spirit, because like I said, Flak isn't going to be targeted very much, but when he is targeted, he is going to be pretty dang squishy, so this will just help us not die every 5 seconds, even though that's kind of inevitable with Flak. 3 points into Pack Tactics, so we get bonus health and damage, and so does our pet. Over into the Stalker skill tree, of course, we only have 2 points in the Sikkim. I'll tell you guys why we didn't go down this tree. Honestly, when it comes to the bonus damage, the only damage our pet can receive from this is Furious Attack and the power inside. He can't really get the bonus pet damage from Lick the Wounds unless he revives us, so going down this tree in terms of benefiting our pet would not be useful in any way. I did have 2 points in the Furious Attack, but I realized that Sikkim does offer more pet damage over Furious Attack. Now over into the Hunter skill tree, we have 5 points in Interplanetary Stalker, so every time we get a kill, we get a bunch of bonuses, but this is for the most pet damage and normal damage, because they both stack onto the pet. Because the way Interplanetary Stalker works, it's not gun damage in specifically, it's just overall damage. You get 10% damage per stack on everything you do. If it's rack attack, it could be grenades, it could be a rocket launcher. Anything will get bonus damage with a stack of Interplanetary Stalker. And of course we do get bonus pet damage on top of that. And since this stacks up to 3 times, when we kill 3 people, we already have 30% extra damage and 15% extra pet damage. And on top of that, I'm sorry, this is just a lot of stuff to talk about, you get the human bonus of action skill damage. So if you're going against humans, your Skag's radiation aura that we have equipped will do even more damage. This is just an overall great skill for this build. 2 out of 3 into Leave No Trace, just so we can move further into the tree. 5 out of 5 into Hunter's Eye, so we get all the different bonuses, always beneficial, especially for the takedowns. 3 out of 3 into Head Count, so we can get our Gamma Burst back quicker. 3 out of 3 into Big Game, so we get extra strength on our Hunter skill effects and double the duration on all of them. 3 points in the most dangerous game, so when we kill a badass, we get bonus gun damage and 27% bonus pet damage, and I'll tell you why we're trying to spec for all this pet damage after the skill tree, like I said. 1 point into Galactic Shadow for the 15% crit. 5 out of 5 in the Grim Harvest. Now this is where people are going to get very confused. Yes, we do get 35% pet damage, but the action skill damage that is 50% is going to help out tremendously. And finally, Megavore, we get a 20% chance to crit no matter where we hit them on the body. Now the reason we're trying to spec for so much pet damage and action skill damage and overall damage in general is because when it comes to our pets, the radiation aura under Atomic Aroma, this is affected by many things. This is affected by pet damage, this is affected by action skill damage, and this is affected by raw damage bonuses. Now, in terms of our skill tree, we have bonus pet damage to boost that aura. We have the bonus Barbaric Yop, which gives us more pet bonuses because our Great Horn Skag will give us 15% damage. And we have even more damage over by Pack Tactics, which is 21%, which is also benefiting the aura. And over into the Grim Harvest, we have the 50% action skill damage, which will also benefit it as well, along with the pet damage. And we're getting all these benefits just so we can make the pet as strong as possible, the ricochets as strong as possible, and overall the aura itself overpowered, because I've had it stacked up to the point to where the radiation aura around him is almost hitting for 900,000 damage a second, which is ridiculous. And the amount of damage, I'm surprised no one has tried to make a build around this, because it's actually really helpful and your pet is actually pretty damn powerful with this. Now, as for your action skill itself, I run Gamma Burst with You Need Atomic Aroma. This is a must-have with the way we have the build centered. And we are not getting Empathic Rage or Burst Aid because we don't need the extra damage and we don't need the healing. Endurance is going to give us longer action skill duration, which will allow your pet to do more damage and more killing. But the pet damage per kill, like I said before, it's going to help out the aura damage and it's going to help out the reflection damage. And once this is at its 5 stacks, we're getting 50% bonus pet damage, which is, like I said, a bunch of pet damage bonuses. It's really going to help out this build quite a bit. You're not relying on the Scorcher's Puddle anymore. All you're really relying on is the fact that your Skag could get close enough to the enemies. And even when he can't get close enough, you have He Bites to where if anyone is targeting him, they're taking damage. They're basically killing themselves just for having your pet out, which is honestly really fun. Now, as for the pets themselves, let me go over them really quick. Your best bet for the most damage is going to be with the Great Horned, just because you get bonus gun damage and damage, so it's a double stack. But for AoE areas of weaker targets, I recommend the Iridian Skag, because when you do his attack command, he will suck a bunch of enemies in, stomp on them, and you're going to be doing a crap ton of AoE damage. So if you have weaker mobs you just want to get through, pop on the Iridian Skag. But for overall damage, put on the Great Horned. Now, you do have 2 of the Spider Ants unlocked here, and I'm going to tell you now, the Scorcher isn't as amazing as I thought it would be. It's still a great Spider Ant, don't get me wrong. Against flesh enemies, he's probably going to be your go-to. But this puppy right here, oh, the Countess, this Spider Ant is honestly really awesome. You're getting damage reduction when you have her equipped, and health regeneration, but the main thing she's awesome for is her attack command. Her attack command does so much corrosive damage. She was able to solo Scrap Trap. I was just standing there and activating Gamma Burst, and she just soloed him. It took a while, obviously, because it's a pet. It took me about 2-3 minutes, but she was able to completely kill him. All I did was just spamming attack commands and throwing my execute to do the more damage. And now I will get into that in a second, but let me show you guys my Guardian rank has been completely off for this whole build. No Guardian rank bonus stats, none of that type of crap. This is just a raw damage build. Now, as for our Mayhem modifiers, just so you know, we're not getting unnecessary damage from a modifier. We do have Speed Demon for the movement speed, Healy Avenger just because it's neutral. It's just a bunch of health and boosters. It doesn't do anything. Ticked Off for status effect damage because we're not relying on it, and Postmortem because I hate this game. I'm kidding. I just really hate Postmortem. It makes me want to shoot something. Now, as for the gear, like I said before, the Execute is going to be your main squeeze here. Why? For the people that don't know, when you have the Execute pistol and you empty it out, once you reload, you have to reload it fully. And by that, I mean you have to empty out your whole entire mag for this bonus to actually take effect. You will hit a target and you will deal 50% bonus damage to that target for about, I would have to say 5 to 10 seconds. I haven't really checked it. But with this, you are helping everything. You're helping the aura damage from your Skag, you're helping his pet damage, you're helping your own damage, and you're helping the Gamma Burst damage. You're helping a bunch of things by simply doing this, because this boosts damage from all sources. You don't need to be using the Execute to get the bonus damage. You could chuck like 4 of these at an enemy, switch over to something more powerful like maybe a Contained Blast, and just lay into him. and you're going to be doing the bonus damage that you applied. And that's going to help out a lot when it comes to fighting enemies, when it comes to big bosses, Captain Tron. Now, you can't kill things like Grave Ward and stuff like that because your pet can't reach it, but you can always just use a rocket launcher or something like that to take care of those type of bosses. Now, as for the rest of our gear, besides the execute, you could really use whatever you guys want. You could use anything. I have some flippers here for you guys to use, which is amazing. And if you're on Xbox or PlayStation and you can't have the privilege of downloading the PC save files, don't fear. You don't really need specific gear for this. You really only need consecutive hits, Gamma Burst active, 200% ASE, ASA, my bad. Now, as for the shield, we do have an old god with the benefit of having bonus radiation damage. Yes, this radiation damage will actually benefit our Skag's aura as well. All these benefits are helping, and you could understand why this build is honestly really freaking fun. The old god isn't best for survivability, but it's great for damage. And now we have the It's Piss with an on-grenade throw anointment. For two reasons we have this. One, if we throw it on an enemy, they'll take 20% increased damage for 6 seconds, which is amazing. But just by throwing this grenade, our action skill damage is getting increased, which is indirectly helping our pet. And it's going to apply every time you throw the grenade, so it's guaranteed. And if something is even tankier to where all these benefits can't kill it, you could throw this at them and get an extra 20% damage. As for the Relic, we do have an Atom Bomb Auto Idol. The Auto Idol is just good for the extra health regeneration, but the Atom Bomb in specifically has bonus radiation aura damage, the aura damage radius, and it's honestly really cool. Plus, the aura burst damage is boosted as well. And if you don't know what that is, when an enemy dies to radiation, they have a radiation burst, and this just boosts the damage of that. I've seen this hit for 23 million. It's kind of crazy the amount of damage that actually has. Now, as for the rolls, I do have SMG damage and radiation damage along with area of effect. Now, I can't say I've tested this fully. I do not know if area effect actually benefits the radiation aura on your Skag. But, you know, to be honest with you, if it does, I would be surprised because I don't think it's considered an area of effect. But you never know. Maybe it does boost the damage, maybe it doesn't. If someone could let me know in the comments down below, I'll probably pin your comment. If you could link me to like a short video or a short clip showing if it boosts the damage or not. Now, as for your other weapons, like I said before, nothing specific here. I do have a cool Anarchy that is times 20 with action skill and splash damage. Very powerful gun with the new rework on it. But like I said before, it's not a gear specific build. Use whatever guns are good and that you like. And honestly, this build will do the work for you. So let's get into a little bit of gameplay to show how it actually works. Now, a lot of people are going to be confused to how the damage is dealt, but Demo Skaggin over here will give us a run for his money. Let's shoot this barrel. Let's Gamma Burst right here. And you could already see, let's get some stacks going. It'll take a little time to rev up. But all I'm simply doing right now is helping my Skag by making enemies take more damage. The Execute will not do this much damage by itself. That's just not how this gun works. We have a lot of troopers here. I'm going to do my attack command on him. And you could use your attack command to center him to different areas if you don't like this position he's actually in. Now, as you can see, the Execute kind of homes in on enemies, making it easier for you to overall debuff enemies, that's all you're doing. You're walking around debuffing enemies, hoping that your pet goes to kill him himself, which is what he's going to do. And now Gamma Burst lasted a while once it goes on cooldown. Now, what I like to do when it's on cooldown, I like to switch to my Robin's Call. I do not have it equipped. 1 second. There it is. Now, the Robin's Call just has a lot of projectiles, and it's easy to regen the ammo with crits. So it's very easy to get your Gamma Burst back with that. There we go. You could really do that with anything. If you guys have a Stagecoach or maybe even something simple like a Maggie, anything like that of that nature, it'll be fine to get your action skill back quicker. And I think we cleared out this area, and we haven't really shot the enemies much. I will tell my Skag to kill this guy. Where is he? Hello, Skag. Can you finish this guy for me? He's been a little bit of a problem. Oh, I love it. Now this is honestly the way Flak should be played. This is a real Flak pet build, and he almost, I think, did he kill himself to a barrel? He almost killed himself to a barrel. Look at his health. Oh my god. This is the first time I played Flak, and I've actually felt like my pet is doing something, and my pet is actually helping me do damage. Now, of course, you don't have to sit here and toss the Execute. If you really wanted to, you can pull out a Stagecoach, you can pull out an Anarchy, you can pull out maybe even an Unseen Threat, anything of that nature that does a bunch of damage without any anointments. they're gonna do a lot of damage. Now, my personal favorite is either a light show with a gamma burst anointment or a light show with the consecutive hits. That's probably the maximum character damage that you can do with this type of build. And honestly, overall, this is one of my more enjoyable builds for Flak. I know I say this a lot, but this feels like a real Flak build. This is what I envisioned Flak being when I saw the trailer. This is what I thought it was gonna be like, and it's cool that even through all of these updates and nerfs and all this, that I found a build to where pets are completely 100% viable. Yes, it takes some specific gear. Yes, it's annoying, but it is a build at the end of the day. And yeah, I'm sorry I haven't posted within a week or so, but that is what I've been trying to work on. Let's slide down into here, and let's get some execute damage on him really quick. And this is without anything around, so you can tell I'm not doing a bunch of damage. Now we're going to throw our It's Piss, and we're going to throw the Gamma Burst down. And you could already see that I'm using Corrosive on an execute, so I'm not the one doing all this damage. Just to prove it, once his health goes away, I will stop shooting him. Let me throw one more. And yeah, he's done. My pet's going to finish him off. Don't have to worry about it. And it's fun. Just switch out your pet for its respected damage. So if you're going against robots, put in the Countess and all that type of stuff. What are you shooting at, buddy? I don't know what my Skag was shooting at, but he's shooting. I don't know. The AI needs some sort of fix. Where are you going, Skag? What are you doing? Well, you know, he's going off. Oh no, he's coming back. Oh, he's going out. Oh, okay, I guess he's gone. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure you leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new and you want to join the Flak Pack, and join that Flak Pack Discord. Link will be in the description below. And yeah, I hope you guys have a terrific day. Stay safe during these times. And me and my crazy Skag that can't make up his mind. We'll see you guys later.